brave men and women of whom we can feel proud, whose morale is high and whose purpose is clear, of the institutions and alliances that will shape our world for years to come. To retreat now, I believe, would put at hazard all that we hold dearest. Turn the United Nations back into a talking shop, stifle the first steps of progress in the Middle East, leave the Iraqi people to the mercy of events on which we would have relinquished all power to influence for the better. Tell our allies that at the very moment of action, at the very moment when they need our determination, that Britain faltered. I will not be party to such a course. This is not the time to falter. This is the time for this House, not just this government or indeed this Prime Minister, but for this House to give a lead. To show that we will stand up for what we know to be right. To show that we will confront the tyrannies and dictatorships and terrorists who put our way of life at risk. To show at the moment of decision that we have the courage to do the right thing. I beg to move the motion.
Order. The good old war on terror, which started with such grand ambitions. Yet after 14 years, $4.4 trillion, hundreds of thousands dead, is the world any safer? Has the war been won? Not quite. Between 2002 and 2014, the US government estimates that deaths from terrorism went up by 4,500%. If that's winning, I wouldn't want to see losing. Take Iraq. Before the invasion in 2003, there were no recorded suicide attacks in that country's history. None. Since 2003, 1,892 suicide attacks, killing almost 20,000 people. One al-Qaeda strategist went as far as to say that the war in Iraq almost single-handedly rescued the jihadi movement. You may have heard of ISIL. It didn't exist on 9/11. Just saying. If you're still not convinced that all the so-called war on terror has given us is more war and more terror, check out Afghanistan. Insurgents killed 2,643 Afghan civilians last year, the highest number since UN records began. And remember, the Taliban was supposed to have been defeated back in 2001. Then there's Pakistan.
There's more extremism today in Pakistan than ever in our history.
In the 14 years before 9/11, there was one suicide attack on Pakistani soil. One. In the 14 years since, 486 suicide bombings, causing more than 6,000 deaths. And the story is tragically the same in Somalia, Yemen, Libya, Nigeria, and Syria, where the situation is now so dire that you'll never believe who the former head of the CIA has apparently called on for help against ISIL. Yep, Al-Qaeda. Full circle, full failure.
You know, whenever I'm asked this, I can say that I apologize for the fact that the intelligence we received was wrong. The program in the form that we thought it was did not exist in the way that we thought. So I can apologize for that. I can also apologize, by the way, for some of the mistakes in planning and certainly our mistake in our understanding of what would happen once you removed the regime.